Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. And Sam and I are happy to have a couple of fellows with us. And Sam, you'd like to make the introductions?
Yeah, Carter Bodwell next to me, and Tobey Billups next to you, a couple CHS seniors.
Spartans, right.
Yeah, some guys that brought us great pleasure over the last several years.
Happy to have you guys with us, and I know you're probably, in a way, thankful it's senior year, but maybe when you think about it a little while, you think, gee, I don't know if I'm ready to go or not. What about Spartan Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, you said it, it's a sad feeling, especially knowing that was your last time playing there.
Sure.
And knowing that that wasn't how we wanted it to end up, and so that definitely has some hurt left on the heart after that loss.
Yeah, it's very bittersweet. You know, wish it didn't end that way, but now we can continue with our lives and develop as young men.
What was the story of the sectional game? What was the problem with? Could fellows tell us a bit about it?
I think ultimately we just beat ourselves. You know, I mean, props to Greensburg. They exploited some things on us in the second half. I mean, going in the fourth quarter, we were looking good, but we just ended up beating ourselves, you know, turnovers and not getting stops when we needed them, and I think that was our Achilles heel.
Sure. It was one of the few games that you fellows let get away, right?
Yeah, well, that's what almost what makes it hurt worse is that we know we should have won that game.
Sure.
But unfortunately, like you said, we let it get away from us.
Well, you guys had some great seasons, though, at CHS. How long were you varsity players?
I played a little bit my freshman year, but I lettered my last 3 years of high school.
And I lettered since sophomore year as well.
Carter, you had some injuries every so often?
Yes. This one really took a toll on me. Getting the concussion at Batesville and then coming back and, you know, getting knocked out at practice right when we get cleared, and then I'm out for the rest of the season. I'm still not even healed from it, and basketball season's over.
That's why you're not trying to be cool with me.
Yeah.
But that's part of it, right?
Yeah,
The light
it hurts, yeah.
Sam, I know you enjoyed watching these fellows.
Oh, I sure have.
All these years.
And,
yeah.
What great fun. And, you know, we talked about that sectional game. That doesn't diminish what a great career these two have had and their teammates. That, you know, I think about sectional championship last year and going down to Washington and these guys playing well, and we were right there for a regional championship.
Coach Silver Lake gave you guys a lot of credit in that ball game.
Yeah, especially afterwards, yeah. There were a lot of praise towards us, but kind of like this year, we knew we should have and could have won that game. And so although there's a lot to be proud of, we can still say that we were right there and we know we should have won that game.
A lot of pressure on you guys, though, right? From not only, I know you put pressure on yourselves, but do you feel the pressure from your fellow students and from the community?
I never felt any pressure. I went out and did my thing. I mean, if you can't play with all that pressure. You got to be smooth. You got to be relaxed. If you're not relaxing, you're not going to play well. You're not going to perform well.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with them. But I mean, you know, playing in the Spartan Bowl first time is definitely intimidating. You know, knowing how many people are backing you and supporting you, it's not necessarily pressure, but it makes you want to perform your ultimate best. And so I think it's not necessarily pressure, but more of a support.
Seems like, yeah, you guys feed off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Last year, we struggled throughout the middle of the year because we weren't allowed to have crowds throughout the season. And then we saw everyone come back towards the end of the season. That's what I think was our sixth teammate out there on the floor.
And when we go on the road, many times we'd have more people there than the home team.
Yes.
We certainly traveled well.
Yeah, it was great because it really helped our momentum. Hearing the crowd root us on, it really gets you going, gets you feeling real well, and you perform better.
What about the younger kids, the elementary kids? They're always excited at the bowl, and you guys talk to them much, or they come up to you?
Yeah, whenever we run out of the bowl, we always give them high fives, and they'll come up to us. I've had a couple come up to me after the games, and give me high fives and hugs and whatever. It's great. I love it. I love the love. I love to give back to the community. I love it.
Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, it's really a spectacular feeling when you run out of that bowl, but it's even better when you see those kids there, standing there waiting for high fives, and just if they see you out in public, they go crazy, come up, they hey Tobey, hey guys, and it's a good feeling knowing that they're there looking up to you.
Well, my broadcast partner Dave and I, we always appreciated the fist bumps too when you guys were going out onto the floor. So it's not just the little guys; it's the old guys kind of like that as well.
When did you guys start organized ball? What grade were you in?
I started playing organized basketball when I moved here in the first grade. That was when I first started.
First grade, okay. Carter?
I think mine was either kindergarten or first grade.
So you've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've talked about your career up to now and following graduation. What's the plan?
I'm going to attend IUE's,
All right.
as it says, and I'm going to play basketball there, and I'm going to study business.
Okay.
I plan on attending IU Bloomington, and I'm going to study marketing as of right now, but that could change.
You've had a fellow to kind of look up to, Carter and Tobey, Garrett Silcott. He's graduating this year, right, Tobey?
Yeah, he's this year's his last year. He had the opportunity to come back, play another year due to the COVID year, but he decided to opt out, and he's graduating this year.
So you're ready to step in his shoes? And
yes, sir. That is the plan. Yep.
You'll be a guard?
Yep. I'll be basically doing the same thing that I'm doing here that I'll be doing at IUE's. So.
Pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know that you got to watch him all through his high school career.
Right, yep. Definitely one of those guys that I was able to look up to and almost mimic my game after.
What kind of a team will I used to have when you go up there?
We're certainly going to be young. We got a lot of freshman recruits coming in because they didn't have a lot of success last year, and so the coach didn't like where the program was at, and so he kind of wanted to restart and get back to where it was when they were successful. And so we're going to be young. We got a lot of guys that I've competed against coming in, and we're certainly going to be big. We got a lot of bigs coming in, a lot of height, and I think that'll aid us throughout the season.
Who is a coach?
Coach Mark Hester.
And he watched you, of course.
Yeah, he first reached out to me this last summer. I was up in Fort Wayne playing in an AAU tournament, and he had contacted me following that tournament and asked me to come up for a visit, and so I did that. And then the following week, he asked me to come up and play with the guys, and then after that, that was when he offered me.
That's good. I mean, that's great. That'll give Connersville some recognition when they announce a lineup and say, from Connersville.
Right.
Couple guys, EIAC guys going there with you, right? I know.
Yeah, Chad Cox from Franklin County is going there, and we're still trying to get Colin Comer from Greensburg.
So you three together could be pretty good, I think.
We most certainly could, and we also have Raiden Faust from Northeastern, who we saw on senior night.
Well, I know you're looking forward to that, so that'll be quite an experience.
Definitely looking forward to it. It's an exciting feeling knowing that there's more, and so can't wait to get started.
What about the facilities at IU East?
Everything's nice. They just most recently built their own gym. They were playing at the Tiernan Center quite a few years back, but they just built their new gym. They've been in that for about 6 or 7 years. And the one thing they don't have is housing, and so that is about the one thing that I'm going to have to, I'll be living with a teammate in an apartment down the road. It's about a mile down the road, and so I'll be splitting the bill with him, and then the whole team lives in one building, and so that's kind of there to build chemistry, see the guys walking in and out and do stuff together, all that.
Well, I know you guys are looking forward to post-graduation.
Most definitely.
What about you going to Bloomington, and you're going to spend some time in Assembly Hall, you think? And,
oh, yeah. I'll spend a lot of time there. Yes, I will.
Yeah, it's, I call it the Supreme Court. We got the Grand Palace here, but I love going down to watch the Hoosiers play at Assembly Hall.
It's a beautiful area.
Yes.
Bloomington's beautiful.
Football games are fun down there too.
Yes,
so.
they are. Tailgating's fun. It's all fun.
Yeah, that's great. Hope the marketing studies are fun as well.
Yeah, I hope so too.
So is your mom and dad. Yeah.
Well, I know you're looking forward to the future, both you fellows, and we wish you the best of luck and everything.
Thank you. Thank
in
you.
your endeavors. Yeah. What about your teammates here? You guys pretty close knit.
Yeah, I think that especially because we have so many upperclassmen that we've always competed against each other, always hung out, and we've just grown a bond since elementary school through middle school up until now, and I think that's just it speaks volume to our team because we've had that such long of a connection.
Sure.
Great coaching staff to work with as well.
For sure.
That really, I think, have the best interests of making good citizens out of young men, Fran.
Well, that's their object. I know, is to responsible people as they become adults and, as you say, be good citizens and contribute to their community.
Hopefully, we'll get some of them back in town.
Be great.
Yeah,
we'll welcome them.
We love to see them come back.
We sure would.
What do you guys think? I know everybody wants to get away from their hometown, but after you get out of college, what do you think where would you like to go?
I would like to go to either out west, like Colorado area, because I love skiing, and so that's like you have all the mountains there. That or up in Michigan, just under the Upper Peninsula.
Beautiful up there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of summers up there with the National Guard at Camp Gray. I love Upper Michigan, Upper Lower Peninsula.
Yes.
Yeah. Colorado's beautiful too.
Yeah, I've never been, but I want to.
Oh, you'll love it. Work hard and you'll be there.
I will.
Tobey, what about you?
Right now, probably unsure. I think my main priority is probably my family. And so wherever they're at, I think that's probably what I want to be, where I want to be. And so right now, they're all across the country, kind of.
Yeah, your brothers moved away.
Yeah, they up and left us. And so they're living down in Texas. So that could change. They could come back. There's a lot of time between now and then. And so I think right now I can't quite say.
Pretty special having two older brothers that were also varsity Spartan players.
Yeah, most definitely. They kind of set the platform for me. They left behind their legacy, and so I think that was a perfect opportunity for me to continue that.
Yeah, we used to have Big Bill and Little Bill, and we'd say Baby Bill's coming along here, but no baby now.
Yep, up and grew up.
Yeah, that's right.
What's been your greatest thrill as being a Spartan?
My greatest thrill. That's a tough question, Fran. There's a lot of great moments.
Sure.
But I mean, all the success stories, those are fantastic. But I think it's got to be all the little things. Being with my teammates off the court, and even on the court, competing against each other, driving each other to be better every day. And I think so. It's just got to be all the experiences with my teammates, whether it's from winning or even the bad times with losing. It's just all the ups and downs with being together as a family.
Well, you guys make lifelong friendships in sports, don't you?
Yeah, we most definitely do.
You got any plans for the spring sports, or are you fellows just going to kind of relax and get ready for graduation?
I'm done till graduation.
Yeah, I'm just training on my own, trying to get ready for this summer.
Sure. It'll be here before you know it?
Yep.
And when does school begin for you guys?
End of August is when I'll start.
I think it's around the start of September, end of August for me as well.
Be here real soon.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your 4 years in college will go by really quick.
Yep, it seems so far away, but so did senior year.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
Yes,
right.
it did.
Right. Yeah.
Blink of an eye, let me tell you. Life is that way. I think Fran would attest to that as well.
You don't
Sure.
believe people when they say it, but once you experience it, it's really kind of crazy.
Yeah. One day you'll wake up and look in the mirror and say what happened.
In high school, did you fellows participate in other sports?
I did not.
All basketball, huh?
Yeah, middle school I did, but I didn't really have any interest in it as much as I did basketball. And as much as I love the game, I just wanted to put all my heart into basketball.
Yeah, and I was the same way. I dedicated to basketball, and I didn't play any other sports from middle school to high school.
Well, I think coaches like that, don't they, in a way?
I mean, they're not going to disregard it, but they also support us in playing other sports. They want us to play other sports, and so it's not like they're going to push us to just do basketball. They want us to stay multi-athletes.
They often talk about multi-sport athletes, but wasn't necessary in your positions to get accepted for college sports and things. So it's sometimes works and sometimes doesn't.
Yep, that's for sure. I mean, I definitely support, multi-sport athletes. I think that some sports can also help you in the other sports in certain categories, like
That's what they
athleticism
think.
and stuff like that.
Well, you keep in training that way when you
Right.
participate in other sports. So
Yep, you don't get a lot of time off when you do other sports, so I think it most certainly keeps you in shape.
you guys have trouble with academics? Did it come pretty easy, even though you?
Well, other than this concussion, I don't have any problems with it.
Right. Yeah, just I've been taking dual credit classes since I was freshman year, and so I think that's challenged me in a way, but the classes haven't been too hard, and I think Carter can say the same.
Yeah,
Sure.
They definitely help you prepare for college because you have all the time management. You have one of my classes I had assignment due every 3 days. You had 3 assignments due every 3 days, so you have to manage your time with basketball. You practice from 4 to 8 or 4 to 6, and get home, shower, do the homework. And you have to go to bed at a reasonable time because you're an athlete. You got school in the morning. You got to be well rested. Stay healthy.
Sure.
When you did have time off, what did you like to do? What do you like to do now?
Well, it used to be I was just playing basketball. It's the only thing I loved to do. But now that's over. Probably going to have to pick up a club and start playing golf like my old man. But
Yeah. Well,
We'll
that
see.
kind of runs in the family.
yeah, it does.
Grandpa too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about your other grandpa and drumsticks? He ever teach you to play the drums?
No, but I definitely get my music from him. I love music, and it definitely came from him. He's,
Very talented.
yes, he is.
Very talented.
Did you fellows watch the finals this week in Indianapolis?
I did
The
not.
4 classes?
I did not watch those.
I watched just about every game.
Anything surprise you?
I expected the 4A game to be a little closer,
I thought so, yeah.
but Cathedral just came out and they just ran away with it. And just Chesterton couldn't keep up with their athleticism and it just hurt them in the end.
Yeah, Cathedral roared off to a 10-0 lead, and
Never looked back.
Chesterton never was able to score. A little unusual to have that wide a spread in the finals.
Yeah, I think it broke some records,
I think
if
it
I was
did.
right.
Did it?
Yeah,
I didn't
about
hear that.
scoring differential and other things.
That Beach Grove team, though, was one that we could have handled, right?
Yeah, my dad, we were watching it together. He said, Beach Grove needs to send a thank you letter to Greensburg. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I said we could have easily been there. Obviously not easily, but we know we could have been there.
Could have competed,
And we could have
yeah.
competed. And we know we could have been in a position to win a state title. And like we talked about earlier, that's what hurts.
First ball game in the Class 1A was the closest game. It was a double overtime, a
Yeah.
2-point win for North Davies. And I suppose you fellows know that North Davies will be on the Spartan schedule next year. So that'll be good for the fans.
Yeah, it'll be good competition for next year's team. I think it'll push them to improve, and hopefully it'll push them to be better at the end of the season.
Yeah, you'll be close to Spartan Bowl. You can always visit.
Yep, might come down a few times.
What would you tell your underclassmen teammates going into next year? What advice would you have for them?
You work hard. It's going to go by too quick. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to work on this tomorrow. You got to work every day, no days off. You got to put all your effort into it, or else it's for nothing.
I mean, I think that I tell the guys that you just got to use this year, the pain that you felt at the end of the year, you got to use that to push you next year, and appreciate even the things that we don't always love, like the hard practices, the conditioning. You need to appreciate those things, because that's what's going to make you get better. And when the time comes and you execute because you're in that good a shape, then you'll look back and see that it was all worth it.
Even though there's several of you moving on, there's the cupboard's not bare. There's still a lot of talent there.
Yeah, junior class is loaded with talent, and we got some upcoming sophomores and past year freshmen that are gonna have to step up, fill some roles. But I think just like every year's team, they're gonna figure it out.
Coach will have them ready.
He always does.
What do you fellows like the least about practice sessions?
The least.
Probably going from one drill that you're running up and down the court to sprints. You know, we do one hard drill and then tells us to get on the baseline. You never love to hear that. It's not fun.
I probably have to agree with him on that. Conditioning, it isn't fun, but especially when you go from a hard drill straight to it, that makes it even worse.
Well, it's all worthwhile, all necessary. And,
Yes.
Coach Brown, would you fellows like to be like Coach Brown when you get out of school and start your careers?
Coach Brown's a special man, and I truly mean that. You know, I've never met a man like him. The way he puts his all into us, that's something that I've always admired. And so, in certain aspects, yeah, the way he commits to things, is that aspect. I would love to be that way, just like he is.
Everything he does has a purpose, right?
Yep.
Right. It's for your benefit.
And whether we always see it or not, we're just some dumb teenagers, and so we think we know best. But I think when we grow up, we'll learn to appreciate the things that we thought were stupid.
Well, Sam pointed out earlier, we have a good coaching staff here at Connersville, and that's fortunate that we have those kind of fellows heading it up.
Yeah, we are definitely blessed to have the coaching staff that we have here.
Yes.
You know, Connersville has a legacy of basketball, and I think that they're able to carry that tradition on, whether we're successful on the court. Like you guys were saying earlier, it's about preparing us for life and making us become great men. And I think a lot of people say that, but not a lot of people actually execute that. And I think that's one thing that our coaching staff does, is that they really do prepare us for life.
That's good. That's great. Well, I know you guys have been good students, and you'll be missed when graduation time comes around. But as Sam said, we have some fellows following in your footsteps that the Spartan should be okay.
Yep, they should have a bright future next year. They should have a good season.
I hope so.
Legacy will continue.
Time will tell, won't it?
Time always tells.
We have a new football coach. I know you fellows wish him and the Spartan football team the best of luck and everything, and hope they have a good season.
Yep, we got some past teammates playing football, and so wish them the best of luck, like you said.
Right. Sam, I know it's been a pleasure to work with these guys.
Oh, it certainly has. And, yeah, fun to watch them improve over the years, and I know you feel this way too. When you were broadcasting, it's our honor and our pleasure to get to follow young men like this and young ladies when we're doing the girls' games and watch them represent us and represent what we love here in our community.
I'm always impressed by the sportsmanship that's shown by the kids here in Connersville, and conduct themselves very well, and that's good for the city.
Yeah, when we get a lot of negative press, this is one thing that is positive for us for sure is our athletic program at CHS, and very well respected around the state.
Good core of coaches all the way through, regardless of what the sport is.
Yeah.
We might look at what's coming up this week here at Connersville. It's a brief schedule because the spring sports really haven't gone into full-fledged action yet, but the girls' tennis team will be at Randolph Southern on Tuesday, and the baseball team will be home to Richmond on Wednesday. On Saturday, the varsity softball team will be at Oldenburg Academy, and the boys' golf team will be at the Edinburgh Invitational. Both of those starts are at 9 o'clock in the morning, so they're gearing up. And
they're getting ready. I hope it warms up a little bit for them.
next couple of weeks, there'll be probably all the spring sports will be in action and everything. So that's right around the corner. So we want to thank you guys for joining us here today on this day, and bring the fans up to date on what you're going to do and get to meet you a little bit. So
Definitely. Thank you guys for having us.
You often talk about the support that Connersville fans give you guys, and I know it helps a lot.
Yeah, and when you're back next year, make sure you stop by and say hi down there on Press Row.
Most definitely will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you guys are great examples of what CHS turns out. We're really proud to have you, and keep up the good work and everything, and
Thank you.
come back often, bring us luck, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be okay. I think the Spartans will be okay for quite a while, and we've got a great facility. You don't see it very often at other gyms, so we're lucky here at Connersville. Want to keep going.
That's all we can do. Just keep going.
Well, it's you guys keep up the good work, keep your studies up, and in 4 years, Sam said, you might as well come back here because we'll welcome you with open arms and everything. So it'll be a bright future for us, and we appreciate the example you guys have set for Connersville, and look, and the younger people looking up to you and everything. And I know you're hoping to do all you can to support Connersville and future athletes. So we want to thank you very much for all that you've done, all the work you put in. How many hours do you fellas put in for practice? You have any idea?
Countless.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's been great having you, and we want to wish you the best of luck, and everything good happens for you, and you guys keep doing what you've been doing.
Thank you.
Sam, you have any closing words?
No, just a pleasure being around these young men here, and I wish them well, and the other guys that couldn't make it today.
Yeah, we're too bad. We have some other senior members. Who are they? Can you fellows tell us who the other seniors were?
Caleb Sparks,
Okay.
Luke Sollenberger, Gage Brown, and Jeremy Jurgensen.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad they couldn't make it, but we're very happy to have you two with us and representing CHS, and the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for watching this edition of the Spartan Sports Report here on TV3. Good evening.